Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. And as you can see, we have a special guest live with us, but actually virtual. Good morning to you, ma'am. How are you doing?
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me. Good day.
Absolutely.
Happy rising,
Absolutely.
great rising to everybody, wherever
Yes,
you are,
ma'am. Yes,
whatever
ma'am.
time it is.
So whatever time it is, exactly. Where are you located right now?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. This is where I reside, even though I'm originally from Houston. I lived in New Orleans for a few years, and I just moved back to Atlanta about 4 months ago.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our special guest today, for everybody listening, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in on Facebook. And we want you to know all about this young lady. She is a aspiring and a new recording artist and has just dropped some music. We definitely want to just say thank you for being bold enough to get out there and share your talents with the world. And we appreciate everything that you're doing. And so this is Miss SHALEYAH, guys, and she is doing some amazing things. We connected on Facebook. I had to reach out to you. I was like, man, we have to basically premiere what you're doing and get the word out, because I know you just released a song. Is it LP or EP that you just
So I'm
released?
releasing an EP officially tomorrow, and then my celebration is Saturday. So yeah, it's coming out. Actually, if people go to my pre-order link, they could get it today because it's the day before. My distributor made it that way. But yeah, it officially releases tomorrow.
Awesome, awesome. And we appreciate you, just like I said.
It's entitled Natural. Natural is out right now. It's on all streaming platforms. Again, the song is entitled Natural. But the full body of work, this EP entitled More Than Enough, it is an affirmation. It's an affirmation for me and for others who have ever felt like perhaps they weren't enough, or somebody made them feel that way, or they allowed that type of energy into their lives. And then you realize, you know what? Not only am I enough, but I'm more than enough. And so it's a very empowering message. And so that's what I'm putting through this project. It's very vulnerable. I'm telling my story, talking about my heartaches and my triumphs and what I would like to see, my dreams. So that's it. The project is entitled More Than Enough. It's an EP, and it'll be available officially as of tonight/tomorrow.
Man, congratulations on that. I know that
Thank
means
you.
a lot to you. Yeah. And I
I
mean,
want to. I'm sorry.
huh?
I realized I didn't fully answer the question. So
Oh,
the
no, you good.
celebration is Saturday. The
Right.
celebration is Saturday in Atlanta at Vista Vibes, and the link for tickets is actually on all of my social media platforms, where there's a link in the bio, like Instagram, and on my profile on Facebook as well. So yeah, that's the link to get tickets. If you want to come to the Atlanta show, I would love to have you there. If you come to the show, you can get an autographed CD of the project. Otherwise, I know some people can't make it to Atlanta, or they're still staying at home for whatever reason. And I also have a virtual link for those people who like to stay home or be somewhere else and also watch the show. So I have those options as well.
Absolutely. And what I'll do is I'll put up the link right now so that way everybody can have it. They can maybe just click on it or whatever,
Thank you.
and just support. You know, that's what it's all about. So you can see the link up at the bottom of the screen. That'll take you right to where you need to go to get your virtual ticket. And if you're in Atlanta, you can see the website. You have the link up on your website as well?
No, the link is not on the website right now.
Okay.
But I have links to my Instagram, and
Absolutely.
all of the links are on my social media.
Right. And it's at SHALEYAH. As you can see, it's SHALEYAH. You know,
Yes.
on all the social media platforms, like you say, you can get your tickets if you're actually going to be in Atlanta. Or if not, the virtual ticket link is right there on the screen at the bottom. And I know you've told us about putting all of yourself into this project. But if you could tell the audience, like, what made you want to, I guess, even get started with this? What's your journey as far as even getting started into the music industry?
I grew up a singer and performer. My mother is a pianist and a singer, and she was a choir director at the Missionary Baptist Church that I grew up in Houston, Texas. So I came up through the church. That's where my foundation of music and spirituality lies, the foundation. And of course, I was able to grow from there. My mother poured into me opportunities to be able to not only sing, but also perform. So I started dancing at a young age as well. I attended the first place that I started dancing was through Kids and Dance Studios under the directorship of Darlette Johnson Bailey. Also, Beyonce and I took dance classes together, and we competed nationally and sang as well. Solange was there as well, more so in my sister's group. So I got a really strong foundation early on, and I just continued to grow my artistry. I started writing songs at a young age too. And the older I got, the more I had to say, the more experiences I had. So
Yeah.
it's just been like bred in me. I have a musical family. My brother is a producer and bassist. He sings as well. Aunts and uncles that sing and play instruments. So it's just there. And I realize I just can't do without music. So no matter what, I'm going to be doing something with music.
You were born with it and born right into it. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What would you say your ultimate goal is with your journey? You have anything in particular that you're striving for, like owning your own label, opening a recording studio? Is there anything that you have that you're thinking about pursuing?
Yeah, for me, it's just about longevity, the opportunity to perform, write for other artists as long as I want to, go anywhere in the world, perform wherever I want to, be welcomed with open arms, be able to, choose my rate of compensation and it be met. One of my lifelong dreams has been to be a Grammy Award winning artist. I am currently a member of the Recording Academy. I'm a voting member. So I'm already there. It's just not just need the award,
Right.
I would love to, have that. And any other awards and accolades, I welcome. It's just growing up that was somewhat set as the standard, as the Recording Academy institution. However, like I said, any accolades and awards are welcomed. And again, I think for me, it's just the opportunity to do what I love, the freedom to do it, to move around wherever I want to, for it to sustain me. And just to be able to do it whenever I want to.
That's good. That's good. And I know you have full support of the family. What would you say to your fans right now? People that are following you, looking forward to the release. What would you tell those people right now?
To my fans, I would say show your support. There are so many different ways that one can do that, and I'm feeling a lot of the love. Absolutely. You mentioned having the support of my family. I do. As a matter of fact, my mom is flying into town today from Houston. She's coming to Atlanta to support my show Saturday. So that means a lot to me. I'll have other family here from Houston and friends that are coming to town. So that's obviously a huge support. But what you can do from wherever you are, you can purchase a ticket whether you come to the show or not, because the tickets are available online. You can also get the music. It's available for download. It'll be available on all the streaming platforms, but for sure it's at the United Masters link. But that link, it's on my link tree, which is found on my website, but also on my Instagram and Facebook. Another way that people can show their support is by liking, commenting, and sharing on my posts on social media. And also I'm on Patreon. So you can join at any level. I think there are 3 different levels on Patreon where you can join. It's just patreon.com/SHALEYAH. If anybody is familiar with Patreon, it's a way to support your favorite creatives and content creators. I've been thinking about having a new approach to my Patreon, because I've been, one of the things about me is that I'm also very passionate about health and wellness. I'm a new author. My book is entitled Meals, Microphones, and Moves. So I wrote a book about my journey as an artist, but also my journey to a healthier life. I had some health struggles at one point, had to completely change my life. And so I live a pretty healthy life. And so I'm talking about my journey, giving a lot of information. It's a great resource. But with that said, I'm a big yoga enthusiast, and I do yoga every Sunday, and I share it live. So I do yoga more than on Sundays, but on Sundays I share it live on Instagram. And so I have a website where if people need equipment or tools or apparel for yoga, they can get that. And something else I was going to say about that. as far as going live with being a yoga enthusiast, I encourage people to join in the yoga with me if you can. I'm doing it live on Sundays on Instagram. So
That's what's up, man.
I was thinking about pushing it to Patreon instead. That was what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
About doing it on Patreon.
Okay. You know, mental health and wellness is at the forefront of all of our lives these days, and you know, so that's good that you're doing that and you're opening it up to the public. But definitely a good way to you know, incorporate people into your daily life and get them to follow you a little bit more. So I look forward to checking you out on one of these Sundays coming up here pretty soon, and because recently I just got into the yoga thing. So we lost her. So definitely want to support Miss SHALEYAH. We'll see if she's able to come back here in just a second. I think her internet connection or something went bad. And she was only with us for a little bit this morning anyway. We're going to move to our second part of the show here shortly. But you guys, if she's back, let's see. It kicked you out.
Back like I never left.
Exactly. So yeah, welcome back. I was just saying that we definitely want to support you in all the things that you're doing. And the book, I know you said it's out already.
Yes, the book is actually available on my website at SHALEYAH.com. It's pretty visible. It's on the homepage. Scroll down and you can see you can get the book. I think it's also under the store tab. But yeah, it's an ebook, so you can download it immediately.
Gotcha. And another thing is, just want to talk about, because you sent these hashtags, and I was like, you know, nobody has ever sent the hashtags to me like that. So I definitely wanted to share them. And just if you could tell us a little bit about why you chose these.
What are the hashtags?
Okay, what are the hashtags? I put them up for you.
Okay, I see. Thank you. So SHALEYAH obviously is my name. More Than Enough is the title of my EP. So SHALEYAH, More Than Enough is out, y'all. Go support it. So I'm back. I'm back because not only am I back in Atlanta, which I lived in before moving to New Orleans. I was in New Orleans for 7 years. That's a significant amount of time. I was able to grow in a lot of different ways. But I'm back in Atlanta now. And that's why I said back to the A. I'm back. I have a strong network here in Atlanta. So I wanted to make sure people were aware. But also I feel like I'm back to being even more of myself, because as a solo artist, I have to show more. I've grown, I've experienced more. But it's like, yeah, I'm back to me too. I'm me in a different version of me, but back to me. And where I belong, I feel like I'm always where I belong in my own skin, where I belong in my self-acceptance and my self-love journey, self-care. And welcome home, because Atlanta is one of my second homes. Even though I'm from Houston, I came here for college. I graduated from Clark Atlanta University, and it became my home. So yeah. That's why I chose the hashtag, and my promoter helped me as well.
Okay, and that was the last question I was going to ask you. And you know, I know you have a lot going on, getting ready for this release. So we're going to let you get up out of here in just a second. But what I was interested in is, are you independent? Are you under a label? You have a deal? What's the situation there?
Okay, so everything is independent right now. My distributor is United Masters, and they're a wonderful organization because they allow the option to either share your royalties or you can own your masters 100%. And they don't ask for much when you do share. So it's completely independent right now. And I am in a position of looking for the right deal. I'm open to a deal, but right now it's independent until it makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just like to say congratulations again. You're doing some amazing things, and it's not an easy deal. So I want to put up your flyer for your release party. So again, you can follow her on all social media platforms at SHALEYAH, and go ahead and just say a little something again about this event here. Let people know how to get there.
Thank you. So this Saturday in Atlanta is my celebration for not only being back, but also for releasing this baby. I'm calling it my baby. It's like giving birth. I created this and finished it during the pandemic. So it's like it's my time capsule. is very important. In this celebration, my host is Amir. He's a wonderful talent. He's also one of the opening acts and the host. My vocalists are wonderful. My band is awesome. It's the Soulful Distance Band. Soulful Distance Band. They are killing. Also, send love to my poet, y'all. My poet actually dropped out yesterday because he contracted COVID. So it's still real out here. We do have to be careful. And so safety measures have been put in place. So he has to quarantine. He actually won't be a part of the event. But as they say in show business, the show must go on. So, yes. And my DJ is DJ Ngoma. And he is wonderful. He's actually coming in town from New Orleans. So I'm telling y'all, people are coming in town for this. It's a really big deal. So I'm really excited about this celebration. Everything's going to be wonderful. I will have my family and friends there, and it's great. I'm as overwhelmed as I am right now in details. I have rehearsal tonight. I'm also super excited. This is a milestone for me, and you have to take it in and not get too overwhelmed, because you got to enjoy the journey. It's not going to happen again like this. There'll never be another moment like this. So this is an amazing moment for me.
And I see you manifesting. I love it. You know, it's gonna be a great event. You know, you gotta speak into existence. So, man, big ups to you. Shouts out to you from the H Town. You know,
you know what it is.
We definitely standing behind you. But you're in the right place, being in Atlanta. And so, lastly, my DJ as well. He was gonna be here today and do a little live set for me, but his family, his wife, contracted COVID, and so of course. I understand he had to, stay behind and do what he needs to do to make sure everybody's good, and they're going to the doctor today. But they had already took the first part of the shot. Vaccination is what I was trying to say. They had took the first part of the vaccination. Was supposed to be going back today. So much prayers up to your poet. Hope he recovers soon. And big shouts out to you. And just keep doing what you're doing. Keep being brave and keep doing the things that make you happy and manifesting, a much, much, much better time. And, I hope it goes platinum, really, really, really do. So everybody get behind SHALEYAH, go and cop the album. Also get the book. And you're going to have to come back on the show when we have a little bit more time, whenever that may be.
Yes.
We'll talk a little bit about the book. I have another show you can be a part of called the Author's Lounge. Shout out to my girl, Sharika Hunt. We'll definitely be in touch and make sure that we help you along the way as much as we possibly can. So any last words you have for people listening?
I absolutely do. I have a few last words.
Okay.
One, I'm seeing the comments kind of flash by. I'm not catching all of them. So my apologies if somebody asked something that I didn't see. But I saw somebody ask, where can I get the virtual ticket? Yes, there will be a link. There is a link so that you can watch online for those who can't be at the show. Yes, it will be live streaming. And the link is actually, you have it scrolling across the screen. So I'm not sure how they get to that, but people who are interested in getting and watching live, yes, you can click that link to be able to watch the show live Saturday. And I want to thank you so much, LeVar, for having me. Thank you for reaching out. Now I know about your platform, and I'm glad to know about it. And I'm glad to support you. And you're from Houston, so already.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
let me know when you're in town, man. We're gonna hook up and do a couple things. And lastly, I'm sorry, were you finished? Was there anything else you wanted to share?
Just expressing my gratitude. Y'all already know I'm excited about Saturday. I'm in a zone. So thank you for having me. I'm excited to put this project out. If you like what you are hearing and seeing, please support.
Absolutely. And also the link, I'll put it in the comments myself so that way you guys can click on it. Somebody's saying make it accessible. So let me see. Okay. There we go. I'll put it in the chat right there.
And while you do that, one last announcement. I forget this sometimes. But please follow me on my social media platforms. If you are on Instagram, I'm at SHALEYAH, and the spelling of my name is on the screen, SHALEYAH. I would love for you to join me on Instagram, but wherever you are, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, I'm there. So connect with me there. I got some cool stuff happening, and I would love to keep this connection going with you on social media.
Absolutely. And so, of course, I offer up my promotional platform to you. So whenever you have something you want me to shout out, I'm actually going to get ready to do my show sponsors here. But I wanted to respect your time and just wanted to jump right into it so you can get going and do what you need to do. We're going to transition to the second part of the show. I have a wonderful queen that's here in studio, and we're going to share some things with the wonderful organization, the World Youth Foundation. So we're going to switch to that. But lastly, I have to say this. I was talking about my DJ who is at home, but there's a radio station called Wpp Radio. Have you heard of them yet?
I don't think so.
Okay, they're out of Atlanta, so they have a really strong base there. We're actually trying to get WBP Radio going strong here in Houston, but they are Atlanta-based radio station. It's an internet radio station, but definitely the type of music that you have is what we want to bring to that station. So I'll definitely get in contact with you. I'll hook you up with my boy because he's the owner of the station, and make sure we get that pumping out there on WBP Radio.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Well, blessings, young queen. We appreciate you. And again, congratulations on all your accomplishments. And I hope and pray that you have a wonderful show. But like you already said, it's going to be great. So, yeah, do what you need to do. Thank you for being a part of the Reach Podcast Show.
My pleasure. Until next time, we'll do it again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Have a good one.
You too. Peace.
All right, that's Miss SHALEYAH, guys. Again, go and follow SHALEYAH on all social media. You can see her name right there on the screen. And then also I put the virtual link to her show in the comments. So make sure you go and grab a ticket and check the show out on Saturday. You can, and of course, you don't have to be there. It's a virtual thing. So just show your support. And if nothing else, just purchasing the ticket, I'm sure would help out. So you guys, definitely get behind and stand behind SHALEYAH. Also purchase her book. I'm sure she would definitely appreciate that and learn the journey, man. We always talk about supporting, and this young lady is doing some amazing things. So let's stand strong behind her. So I like to do the show, part of my show, what I call show sponsors, and give the recognition to the people who help out the Reach Podcast Show week in and week out, and just highlight their companies and what they're doing. So first and foremost, I'd like to say shouts out to my girl, Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm. This is a company, that can help you from the first thought that you have in business all the way to the completion. It's basically a company where she has a team of workers that will just help you out. So if you have an idea, if you have a concept, wherever you stand, and their motto is your idea, their way, but it's your success. So if you have anything you're trying to do in business, I highly recommend going to see Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm. You can see the you can see the website scrolling at the bottom of the screen. And just if you get in touch with them, let them know LeVar Ellis with the Reach Podcast Show sent you, so they'll understand that their advertising is definitely working with this podcast. So big ups to them. And we were at a wonderful, wonderful event this past weekend, a networking event. And this is definitely a company that is all about sharing your ideas, because she also has the Business Knowledge Broker Hour, which is a podcast stemming from the Joseph Consulting Firm, and did a bunch of interviews. So go to the website, go to their webpage, and I'm sure you can catch some of those interviews and see such a great time and all the Black people that were in business that attended this event. So big shouts out to Candace Joseph and the Joseph Consulting Firm. Next, I'd like to highlight a company that this young lady is all about health and wellness, and it's Plants Over Pills. And with that, I'd like to say thanks to the executive suite and Ms. Kivia Jones and all that she does with her company. So I'll play a little video so that way you can see what they have going on.
This is Kivia Jones of the Executive Suite. The Executive Suite is a natural skincare and body care product line. Each of our products are created with your overall self-care, health, and wellness in mind. We definitely believe in plants over pills because cannabis has saved each of our lives. And if you are listening to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, it could possibly change yours too.
Yes. So big shouts out to the executive suite. They're doing some major things. They have remarketed a bunch of their products. And so I can tell you firsthand that it helps everybody in some shape, form, or fashion. So just go visit the website and find out what could help you out, because health and wellness, like I've said before this morning on the show, is definitely at the forefront of all of our lives right now. So we need to be conscious about that and take it very, very seriously. And that way you can live a long, healthy life, because there's too many of us falling off, and it's not necessary at such early ages too. Next company I'd like to highlight is the Black Store. And a big shouts out to my boys over at the Black Store, Lloyd and Randy. They're doing some wonderful things in the community, and definitely a place that you want to get associated with right here in Houston. So take a look at theirs.
If you haven't been to the Black Store Beauty Supply Experience, this is a personal invitation to come experience the best customer service at a beauty supply store. Bringing you all the beauty brands that you know and love, but most importantly, we support more than 70 local Black-owned brands in the state of Texas and Louisiana. Like having access to a Black-owned pop-up shop 7 days a week. For the ladies who love to pamper themselves, please come experience our nail salon and spa. For the fellas, y'all can look forward to a barbershop coming soon. We'll have our own personal man cave back here. And for those who have a thing for agriculture, we definitely want you to come visit our backyard where you can find our community garden. Thanks for tuning in to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis. Y'all enjoy this great content.
Man, so that's the Black Store. And also, I'd like to say again, check out the Reach Podcast Show Poetry Night. We have a residency with them every last Friday of the month. Poetry Night is coming up, and stay locked in with them on Instagram. They're always posting different events that they have going on. And so every day they try to make it an event over at that store. And if nothing else, just go and patronize the store. About 60% of their products are Black owned, and we definitely want to jump behind that. And these two young men are Black young men that have jumped into the beauty supply industry. It's all about ownership, because we are the largest consumers when it comes to the beauty supply business. And so now they have ownership in it, and they're expanding their network through all the different things that they do at the store. And so, man, I'm excited about this part and this show sponsor. This is going to cover the World Youth Foundation, right? And so, as you've probably seen, if you tune in to the Reach Podcast Show, I played this little video, and this is about the World Youth Foundation. I guess I'll say this before we bring up our guests and get into what we have going on. The World Youth Foundation is huge. Been around for 31 years now and doing some amazing things. But you would have to think of like an octopus times a million. There's so many legs and so many arms to the World Youth Foundation. This part right here is the YIP program, where we meet every second Saturday of the month. Myself, Ms. Ronnie Gabriel, and Michelle Daniels being the leads on the YIP program, which is Youth Innovative Incubator Program. Just exposing these kids to different opportunities, different careers, different information, just as a whole. So for those who have never seen this video, this is what this is all about. Guys, welcome back to the second half of the show. I put this flyer up because we have a beautiful queen in the studio with me. I'm glad she was able to make it. Miss Raynese Edwards, Global Strategic Officer of the World Youth Foundation. So welcome to the show, ma'am. I appreciate you being here. Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. So tell us a little bit more, I guess, in short, about yourself and what does it mean to be the Global Strategic Officer to the World Youth Foundation?
Wow. So I started with World Youth Foundation about 13 years ago as a volunteer. Actually, I did not. I went to go and accept an award on behalf of the CEO for the company I worked for. And Karen invited me to come out second Saturday. And
hello, Miss Karen.
Hey, Miss Karen.
Everybody knows Miss Karen.
Safe travels from Miss Karen. And I haven't left. I did not go to be a volunteer. I went to go see what the program was about. And if you know Miss Karen, then you know that you go and you're stuck. You don't leave, right? Yep. And she'll find a place and just put you in.
That's what I was about to say. She's going to find something for you to do.
Something, and your hands get busy.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's a running joke between her and I, because I told her I can't do this because I don't really like a lot of kids. I can't be around a whole lot of them. But I stayed. I stuck with it as a volunteer. I also was the executive director for YIP for several years, where we changed the program from STEM to STEAM because we recognized that we had a number of children who were into the arts who were in our program. And we didn't want to leave them out of everything we were doing, right? So we have some amazing young artists in the program. And Ms. Karen asked me to do something else, and that was to become the Global Strategic Officer for the company, which means I spend a lot of time making sure that our program isn't just known about here in Houston, right? And not just funded by us, because we fund ourselves, right? With the help of some grants, but we've been doing this for 31 years out of our own pocket. And so,
and we can't just pass over that. That's amazing. Like, I've been part of the organization, I think, for about 2.5 going on 3 years. And it's absolutely what you say. Once you get in, it's like you can't leave. You know, you almost feel obligated or whatever the case. All volunteers, unless, you know, you become an executive. And it's still a lot of volunteer work. And that's the good part of it. I guess what I was getting to is, you know, it's a funny story to me. Right. So I just connected with my man, Mr. Tiff. Shout out to him. He's my marketing person who does the flyers. Right. And so I gave him the information and he sent the flyer. And the first thing I saw, it said strategic officer. I said, no, it has to say global. He's like, for what? I'm like, we're doing things globally, you know, and people may not really understand that. So that's why I asked the question. And I told him, watch the show tomorrow. You'll understand what I'm talking about.
You know, people think of World Youth Foundation as only being a part of, as being YIP, but we are so much bigger than that. I just got an email, and I have to share this because we've partnered with an organization in Ethiopia. And it's called the Stream of Hope. And we have, I don't know if a lot of people know, but in Ethiopia, there are still problems with clean water, right, for people. And so it's a struggle. And in 2021, we were just told that the plan was to do, it's called Drop of Water. And the plan was to do 7 water places. Well, we managed to do 11. Was it 11 or 9? I think it's 9. If it was 9 or 11, the fact that we're able to partner with them and provide clean water. Well, that's a part of World Youth Foundation. So it is about the kids. But this also affects kids globally in Ethiopia, right? So that's a part of our reach, our Joy of Giving program, where during the pandemic, we provided food, we provided thousands and thousands of bottles of hand sanitizers. We participated in, I don't even know how many opportunities for distribution. And so while YIP is extremely our forefront, there are so many things behind YIP that go along with that. So it is global.
And I'd like to say something on the Joy of Giving part, being the lead on that situation where we hand out the food and we provide for families that are in need. So if you know of anybody or you happen to be someone who's in need, just reach out to me, DM me, you know, send an email, whatever the case may be, because we are still doing that. 3 times every week, if not more than that. But those are when we go and actually pick up the donations. So, I just had to throw that in there and let the audience know we are still doing this. A lot of people have been following me and might remember and feel like we're not doing it anymore because we have volunteers now. And so I don't have to go out as much anymore and do that. Shout out to Ms. Lily. Shout out to Miss Trina. Shout out to Miss Cox. Appreciate you guys doing everything that you're doing. And shout out to G Solo. She was with us for a little while. And a blessing about that is we gave them so much, and it allowed, I guess, the company to do some things that they needed to do. She called me and said they didn't need it anymore because they got some blessings that they needed. Amazing. So, and I respect the fact that people don't abuse it. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. So they didn't have a need for it any longer. It sustains because she works with battered women, is what it's all about. Okay. So getting back to the global story, yes, World Youth Foundation is definitely global.
Yeah, and I think it's important to know also, one of the things that we do that I think is very critical for our youth is that we teach them to use their definitive voice. Now, what does that mean? Our children, and they have been doing this, I believe now, if last year hadn't happened, it would have been about 20 years. Yeah. They have been going to Washington, D.C. for Congressional Black Caucus. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, we were one of the first youth groups to go. And so shout out to Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee, yes, who makes sure that when our youth come to D.C., we are known. Mm-hmm. Our presence is known. We are in all of her workshops that she provides. But they also are able to really learn about politics and learn about what's going on. And not only that, they get to meet politicians from all over, mm-hmm, right? And business people from all over. So when you talk about World Youth Foundation, you talk about YIP, we talk about a STEAM program. We're now into aeronautics. Mm-hmm. Who would have known, right? 31 years ago that it started off as agriculture. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but it really started off being an agriculture program. Today, we have children who are learning to fly, who actually have already flown. Yeah. Right? And they're not young children. When I say children, we've got teenagers and young adults who are out there doing this. So very pleased to talk about that. We have, been connected and helping with things with Harris County Education, where we provided a program for after school. We are very active in the community. And so again, World Youth Foundation is known for YIP, but know that we are making moves. Our children are succeeding. And that's ultimately what the goal is, yes, just to teach them to survive amongst all odds, but also to be a part of their lives and the whole child. And that means their mind, their body, their soul, and their character. And that's critical. We also, we've got some young entrepreneurs in our program because we started I'm an entrepreneur myself, so yeah, we started an entrepreneur program.
Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, we were, one of our Seeds of Gratitude a couple of years ago, I want to say maybe 2018, was when we started. We had a young lady who did pillows. Mm-hmm. We have a young man who does bow ties. And
shout out to Bryce.
Yeah. Right? And we had Christian Craddock, who's one of our young people now. He's actually an ambassador for the program, who was doing belts and T-shirts and sold out. Wow. All of them actually sold out. And so we're developing them to understand that while we believe it's for everyone to go to college, but you have to be real and recognize that not every child is going to go to college. So you've got to teach them some skills that they can use, yep, in life and what they make choices of. And so these young people are entrepreneurs. We highlighted them at one of our Seeds of Gratitude, and they sold out, right? And they are still going on. I spoke about Christian. Christian currently works for me, yeah, as an intern, and I think we're in his second year, mm-hmm, now. And he's working on an $815 million project. How many 21-year-olds can put that on their resume, right? Doing outreach. And so we're developing. He's my second intern from World Youth Foundation. Wow. The first one was Michaela Adeako. Both of them are in college. Michaela is a junior at UT, I believe. I hope I didn't get that wrong. And Christian is now at Lamar University doing very, very well. And so when you talk about it, we can't as adults in this program just talk about it. right? We've got to walk the talk, and that's what we do. That's why Christian, that's why Michaela working for me. I can't talk about cultivating them and preparing them if you don't show them real life experience, right? And help them with their future. You know, shout out to everyone that works out at Yip. I have to tell you, I know what it takes to run that program. I've done it. It is a lot of work. And the fact that the program was originally with 6-year-olds, you know, wasn't planned to be that young. But we've had 4-year-olds in our program. And in fact, the 4-year-old was the most active in the program that we had back then, right? And then we've got college scholars. We've got a scholar who's at Stanford. I mentioned Michaela at UT, and my God, I cannot remember where Jonathan is at. He's now doing an internship. And so our young people go on to do a lot. We have had interns who have worked as for congresspeople, for the city of Houston, who have become lawyers and doctors. We've got a young lady who went through our program and is now back on our executive team after college, and she's a young entrepreneur. So Yip is important. It is so important. And I have to tell you, I'm going to move from that to Seeds of Gratitude, if that's okay.
No, so before you do that, I also wanted to talk about our initiative, the hiring initiative that we're doing with Chick-fil-A.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about that?
And
that's
so
amazing.
that stemmed from the them being a donor, supporting the Joy of Giving program. And so I'd also like to say Joy of Giving is now a 2-part program, right? And so we have the food side and we have the essential needs side. I'm sorry, I was trying to get it right. Food side and the essential needs side, which you can get products and all kind of things to help you out around the house, cleaning products, you know, things that you need daily, hygiene, soap, you know, deodorant, shampoo. And so it's a 2-part thing. And so through the food side, the Chick-fil-A and the Galleria shouts out to Miss Zendaya, Ms. Rutland and her husband and that whole team over there. And then we have to definitely say shout out to Mr. Joe. I forget his last name, but he's at the Chick-fil-A off of 45. And just through partnership with them and going to pick up the things, they have the heart to get in the community. And when I tell you, WIF, I mean, just is part of everything in the city of Houston. So we gave them the opportunity to partner with us and set up a couple of different things. And so they looked at the program and they looked at our organization and they're like, man, we definitely have to team up with you guys. They're looking to build their team. They want it to be a family atmosphere. And so we have to push that a little bit more too. So if anybody's looking for a job, I've posted this, but being so busy, you know, we have to circle back to things sometime. And so this is an opportunity to let you know that if you're looking for a job, if you're a dedicated individual who wants to be at a company that's going to help you learn about entrepreneurship, who's going to help you learn about what it is to have teamwork and definitely get you back into community and give back, then just, again, inbox, go to the website for Yip that I'll post up in a little bit. But there's a hiring initiative to where you can get in and be part of that company, and we will fast track you, because I will personally get the email once you fill out the application. You just click on activate your mentor and it'll come to me. It'll let you know that, hey, I got the email, and then we'll fast track it and you can bypass all of the red tape. So, you know, if you know of anybody, if you are that person, just go to www.dadchronicles.com. That's the easiest way to do it. There's a page there and it'll take you to that hiring initiative. So I definitely just wanted to highlight that part.
Well, and let me, while we did a call with them, right? And I was so impressed with what the owners had to say and what they wanted to do. I think it's important to also express that they aren't just looking for workers. They're looking for young people that they can cultivate to become owners.
Absolutely.
You know, we don't always think about Chick-fil-A and McDonald's and Burger King and all of those places as becoming an entrepreneur or becoming a franchisee, right? They're looking for young people that they can take and develop them to become who they are. I think that was amazing. That was what attracted me to them so much when we did the call with them. And so, so it's not just, you know, for you to do a job you can do while you're in college. Really think about it from a career perspective, right? Because
make it a lane they want to experience.
You have no idea what opportunities are out there when you look at that and somebody's giving that opportunity. So shout out to them for coming to us and allowing us to provide some opportunities for our young people.
Yeah, and they supported get the word I'm trying to look for, but they supported a grant that we were trying to do too. So we thank them for that. Not sure if that's clear yet, but yeah, it's definitely amazing. So what we'll do, because you mentioned transitioning to the Seeds of Gratitude.
Sorry, I probably jumped too quick.
No, it's okay.
Excited when we talk about World Youth Foundation.
Absolutely, go ahead. So as you can see on the screen, this is our virtual event. Of course, due to COVID, we're all about the safety and considering everybody. But as you can see, there's a flyer up right now. This event will be taking place on June 27th. So let's talk about Seeds of Gratitude. And actually, it should be June 24th.
It's
so
actually June
24th. Yeah, they changed the date on that. So apologize for that. It's going to be June 24th is when it's going to be.
And that's actually a Saturday.
Saturday, yes.
Next Saturday to be exact.
Absolutely.
July
24th. I'm saying June, right?
We're in the wrong month.
Yeah.
It is
July 24th.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
And that's because, so I know I'll fix it. It was supposed to be last month. Yeah. We had to switch the date. That's what correct. It was. Yeah, we wasn't thinking about that. So July 24th, Saturday, next weekend. We're going to get it right.
Yeah.
So,
hey, you know, sometimes you just got to talk about it a couple of times to get it right.
Absolutely.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Seeds of Gratitude, what is it? It is our opportunity as an organization to do a couple of things. Number one, to say thank you to a lot of people who have helped us along the way and some of our sponsors. Mm-hmm. Huge shout out to HEB and James over at HEB, who's been a sponsor for a long time. Shout out to so many people. I called him because his name came top of mind. Once upon a time, what you may not know is that Chick-fil-A actually provided the food for our kids.
Oh, okay.
So on Saturdays, they would get the biscuit and chicken on Saturdays. A lot of people don't know that, but we go back a long time with Chick-fil-A. Yeah. So this opportunity now, you know, is right on target. And we've used a couple of different Chick-fil-A's that we're able to sponsor for us. So, but this opportunity is to really say thank you. Thank you for our volunteers and all their hours and hard work, again, and their dollars. As I've said, we're self-funded, except for when we get grants, which is great. But most of us, for that Saturday, supplies and everything, those dollars that it takes to help those children come out of our pockets. We're very fortunate that our people who come to speak and show them science experiments and talk to them about banking and life in general and give them life experiences come at no charge. Yeah. But it's not free. It is not free to run an organization for 31 years. And so Seeds of Gratitude is our yearly fundraising opportunity. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to look right in the camera and ask you, you can donate any amount. Any amount. Every dollar helps us. But for Seeds of Gratitude, it is virtual. Our tickets are $50. And so for $50, you have no idea what you're in store for. This is our first virtual, but the plans that we have for you on that Saturday evening are absolutely amazing. You're just going to be surprised. I can't tell you who's going to be there, but I will tell you, you will see some politicians from around. You'll see some local people in there, and you'll get to see our children at work. And if you've never seen our children at work, when we give them something to do, it is expected that they take it from A to Z, and they do. So I'm so excited about this. I have to tell you, you've got to join us. $50. You can go to www.worldyouthfoundation.org. That's www.worldyouthfoundation.org. And you can find the link and you can donate. Or you can go ahead and register to be a part of July 24th at 5 p.m. A lot of hard work has gone into this. You're in for a very professional event. We have utilized Anthony Hall, who is helping us and allowing us to utilize his studio. And he's not charging us for it. That is amazing, right? But this is what happens when you develop relationships, and we talk about that all the time. So shout out to Anthony and to, I can't remember the owner's name. Dominique. Dominique. Yeah. To both of them for allowing us to do this. We are so excited. We want, excuse me, we absolutely want to see you on the screen in our Zoom.
Yeah.
For that. It is going to be an amazing event. You don't want to miss it. I'm traveling, and I've already sketched out the time where I am not going to be available for anything but World Youth Foundation that Saturday. So I have changed, and I'm on vacation, and I have changed what I'm doing that Saturday to be for World Youth Foundation so I can make sure I attend. I'm just going to ask, will you join me? I hope I see somebody who says something that they will join us, because the opportunity to find out about what our young people do and what we do with them will change your life. Yeah. You'll become one of those who are stuck. I promise you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, ain't much more to go behind that, but you know, currently being active with the World Youth Foundation, currently having my kids come to the YIP programs, and just especially my little son, Landon. I mean, those are the ones that we really want to try to get to where before their mind really develops, and have them understand why it's important to do what they're doing. My oldest son, Dalen, he's 16 now, helping them understand that it's important with the decisions that they make. And then even for the older kids, they can be ambassadors, you know, whether they've been through it, they can jump in and be an ambassador, as long as they're all about the positivity that we're trying to bring, and giving back to the youth is what it's really all about. And we had to have to say shouts out to Kenneth Morris, who was over the aviation event that we had over at the museum, the Flight Museum. And it was just a great time. So these field trips are informative, but they're also fun. So I like to say we deliver the information in a much different way. It's not like shoving it down your throat. They get to have fun. They get to understand the importance. And it's actually a STEAM instilling event that they're attending. So they get to learn a lot of things that they wouldn't necessarily learn, you know. And so we want to let everybody know that if you know of any youth that want to be part of a great organization, if they need some community service, if they need to be straightened up, you know, we can say that too, because we don't play, you know, we're firm, but we're fair. But at the same time, it's all about love, and it's all about making sure these kids get what they need, you know, like you said, mind, body, and soul, and the whole child. That's what it's all about, and the definitive voice. So definitely join us for the Seeds of Gratitude. It will be virtual, which is another thing I wanted to talk about. We're very mindful of the changes that have to be made. So just like these fast food restaurants and these other businesses that went virtual, I was part of the experience where we had to change YIP from on location.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that was in my head right now that we needed to
changing it to the virtual platform. So go ahead, I'll let you say what you need to say. Shouts out to Ms. Ronnie for that.
Yes, absolutely. So I've talked to a number of people who run other youth organizations, and they literally shut down.
Wow.
We are one of the few youth organizations who flipped the switch during COVID in a matter of a month or less, right? To become virtual with our young people. It was important that we stayed connected with them. And so huge shout out to Ms. Ronnie, LeVar, Michelle, and everyone that has been involved, that our program became virtual.
Yeah.
So what this says for us is when we are able to come back as a group, we can still do it virtual also, right? I think that's what a lot of people learned during COVID. There's so much more you can do, and so many more people you can reach.
You can reach. Again, the Reach podcast is about reaching as many people as we can.
Absolutely.
So
Great job
it was
you guys
amazing.
have done.
We appreciate it.
The field trips now that they've taken that have been COVID safe, you know, certainly we're going to continue to do as our mayor has said, and that's mask up. But the field trips they've taken, the activities they have done virtually.
And look, I have to correct you for the sake of our YIP program. We calling it field lesson.
Field lesson.
Field lesson.
Okay.
You know, that's because you know, it ain't a field trip, but it is. But it's a field lesson, because you're gonna learn something. So I'm just teasing on that.
But our aeronautics came out of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, think about that. That's where we got to that from, right? And going to the museum, and I know that there were at least 3 of them that flew.
Right.
Just a couple of weeks ago.
Right, and that's why I said shouts out to Kenneth Morris, because we're still in contact with him, because the weather keeps getting us. You know, when we schedule a date, we have to change it and cancel, because again, safety. We don't want our kids up there in the air when it's a little choppy, but you know, we're still circling back to him as much as we can to make sure that all of our kids get up in the air. So you know, World Youth Foundation, man, has just been everything for me. I've birthed my nonprofit out of working with the World Youth Foundation. They stand behind me, you know, getting the chance to be the executive lead with the YIP program, be executive lead with the Joy of Giving, and just seeing the blessings just being dispersed, you know, at a high rate, and all the collaborations that we do with all these different people. So I venture to say that if there's something going on in the city of Houston that contains giving back, the World Youth Foundation is part of it in some shape, form, or fashion. Absolutely. You know, if it's not just one person that's there at the event, if it's not us sponsoring the event in some kind of way, you know, we're all over the city. And so I can't say enough to get your children and your youth, and get yourself involved. You know, we can use more volunteers, trust me. So, you know, yeah, just join the World Youth Foundation. Is there any thing else that you'd like to share? Any last words or anything?
Again, I'm going to say this. Every dollar counts. And so no matter how big or how small, I don't care if you're donating $1 or $100,000. Lord, I would love to have somebody donate $100,000.
Yep.
But no matter how big or small, I'm speaking it into existence, right? No matter how big or how small, your money goes directly to the supplies and everything that it takes to put that program together. It's not going to us. We utilize every single item. We recycle. Karen in her garage has things that we pull and use for years and years.
Yep.
Please go out to www.worldyouthfoundation.org. Please donate.
Scrolling at the bottom of the screen.
If you want to see or get a taste of what we do on the second Saturday of every month, we used to meet, and shout out to the Justin Robinson Center, because that's where we used to meet every second Saturday. But if you want to get a taste of what we do, then go ahead and register for our virtual event on July 24th at 5 p.m. You will be surprised. You will see young people in action. And more importantly, you will see young people and young men and young women with brown skin, who are doing very positive things in our community, and learning how to be bosses, as they like to say today.
Yeah.
So I implore you to please join us. $1 helps. We can buy some pencils or some pens with $1. And that's why I said no matter how big or how small. I'm looking forward to see you there. I hope you'll join me online and join me on the Zoom as a part of what we do with World Youth Foundation. I'm excited about it. And that's why I've been here 13 years.
Yeah.
Come join us and get stuck.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate you being here and helping me speak up on it. We also have somebody else that's here with us. You know, it's just an amazing thing to get to see. I mean, it sounds like we're saying the same thing over and over and over again, but that's just what it is. You know, it's really amazing to be part of these kids' lives, their journey, helping them understand that it's important with every step that they're taking with the World Youth Foundation, and even more so with the things that they're doing themselves.
Well, I talked about Harris County education. Your next speaker was a part of that program.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
The next person that's coming up.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, the case for kids, you know, we go into the schools, mentoring them, helping them with their summer programs. You know, I had the pleasure of doing that about a year and a half ago. It's just an amazing thing, you know, and you just never know what's going to be birthed out of it. You may come up with an idea where you can branch off and help the community in your own special way, or come up with some type of idea where we're going to turn it into a program. We turn everything into a program,
turn it all into
and make it just even bigger is what we do. So, you know, like I said, definitely get attached with the World Youth Foundation. The website is scrolling at the bottom. Y'all hear me shouting out the World Youth Foundation every week, week in and week out, and all the different things that I do that's related to the World Youth Foundation. So you should already know from my platform that it's a big thing, but we wanted to highlight and mention and make sure that you know about the Seeds of Gratitude that's coming up. So like Ms. Raynese said, just donate, give back. If you can get on virtually, make sure you do that and see an amazing presentation where it's actually what she said. We're saying thank you to all of our partners, all of the people that are part of the organization. This is our way of showing them thanks and it's actually produced by the kids too.
It is.
That's another thing.
Absolutely.
The kids are basically producing the show. Maybe not so much with this virtual one this time, but we have older people that are doing that, but they are definitely a big part of the production side of this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, without further ado, man, I just like to say thank you.
Thank you.
And then if you wanted to talk about what you do and you can help the people.
Well, I am a entrepreneur, as I mentioned. I am the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Strategy Consultant for Outside In Consulting. And what we do is public engagement, community involvement. And so if you're familiar with the 288 Toll Project, my company was hired to be their public information office. So I provide all of the public information, media, et cetera, for them. I've had clients such as Harris County Engineering, Harris County Flood Control, where we were the one of their communications consultants to help them do some work. We did Braze Bayou consulting for that, and also some other bayous. So I spent a lot of time in the community, speaking, engaging the community, and having their voice to be heard on a lot of public projects that are out there. So very excited about the work that I do, and it has been 7 years. They say if you can make it past first 5 years, you can make it. But it's been a blessing. I've been blessed to work with some amazing people. I have some amazing people that work with me, and we continue to go forward.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, you are doing a lot. You've been doing a lot for a long time. So I like to, as my mother would say, give you your flowers while you're here. You know, we kind of fall in the shadows sometimes with the work that we do, but I just like to recognize that I understand the work you put in over all the years, and finding people to replace ourselves is another thing that's a big part of keeping what we're doing going. So I just want to thank you for still being around, being able to give us some knowledge and some experience from all the past things. But, I just like to say thank you as well. Absolutely. And of course, thank you for being part of the show today. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you got something from today's show. And if nothing else, understand that we need support at World Youth Foundation. We need support here at the Reach Podcast Show. We need the support with Dad Chronicles, and also with your company, Inside Out Consultants. So definitely Outside In. I'm sorry, Outside In.
And don't worry, everybody says that.
Yeah, right. So it's all about supporting and giving back. That's the main thing. So we say thank you. Don't forget, the Seeds of Gratitude is July 24th, which is next Saturday. You can get your virtual ticket. You can enjoy the show and just get connected with all the things that we're doing. If you have any questions, you can inbox me, email me, whatever you need to do on all the social media platforms at The Reach Podcast Show, or if the email is at thereachpodcastshow@gmail.com. So get in touch, get involved. And just, you never know what your hands in the situation, how it will bless the situation. So we're just moving forward. We're manifesting. We're helping these kids grow and glow, is what I like to say. Yeah. And, it's all about raising the kids and helping the community. Right. So we thank you guys for tuning in to the Reach Podcast Show with LeVar Ellis, where every show reaches beyond the ears of the listeners. You guys be blessed and have a great, great, great day.